Hello beautiful people, in this video I'm going to show you how to melt your African black soap without using water, and I'm going to be showing you two different methods. So let's get started. As you can see here, I have two different bowls with my raw African black soap which will be melting. I'll be using the two bowls for two different methods. The one in the glass bowl will be for the hot method, and the one in the plastic bowl will be for the cold method. Let's start with the cold method. This is my raw African black soap which will be melting, and the solvent we'll be using is honey. That's the liquid we'll be using to melt the black soap. So I have my honey here and I'm going to add it into the black soap until it covers the top of the black soap. Be generous with the amount of honey you add. You have to add enough honey to cover the top of the black soap. The honey is supposed to float at the top of the black soap. The amount of honey you add depends on how liquid you want your black soap to be. If you want to make a very liquid black soap, then you would have to add more honey compared to when you're making a paste like black soap. So now I'm just mashing it to make sure that the black soap sits well inside the honey. So here it is. As you can see, the honey is floating at the top of the black soap, and that's how it's supposed to be. Now it's time to cover it up and let it sit and dissolve. You're going to leave it for about 24 hours, but if you're in a hurry you can leave it for less than that, but 24 hours is the best. Make sure you cover tightly to avoid air from getting into the black soap. So now we're going to leave it to sit. While we're waiting for the cold method black soap to dissolve, let me show you how to dissolve it using the hot method. So here I have the raw black soap again, and once more we're going to be using honey to dissolve this one. So I'm going to add in the honey just like I did with the cold method until it covers the top of the black soap. Again, please be generous with the amount of honey. You need enough honey to melt the black soap. Again, we're going to make sure that the black soap sits well in the honey. So we're going to mash it and make sure that it sits well in the honey so that the dissolving process will be easier. Now we are going to put it on heat to melt using the double boiling method. So I'm going to drop it in my pot of boiling water, and then it's going to begin to dissolve gradually. As it dissolves, I'm going to stir it at intervals to try to speed up the process. So keep stirring, and as you can see, it's already dissolving. As the black soap dissolves, if you think that it's not liquid enough for you, or if you think that the honey will not be enough, then you can add more honey depending on the consistency you want your final black soap to have. If you'll be adding other liquid ingredients into your black soap, make sure that you don't add too much honey so that by the time you add your other liquid ingredients, your black soap will not end up being too watery. So after about 30 minutes of continuous stirring and heating, the black soap is now dissolved. As you can see, it's not too watery and it's not too thick. This is just perfect. Coming back to our cold method black soap, this is after about 24 hours. I left it overnight, and as you can see, it is dissolved. If at this point your black soap is not liquid enough for you, you can go ahead and add more honey into it and cover it up for it to dissolve more. But for me, this is okay. If you're making a liquid black soap and you'll be adding other liquid ingredients, this consistency is fine, because when you add your other liquid ingredients, it might become too watery. So this is just fine for a liquid black soap. And then at this point, you can go ahead and add your other ingredients to make your black soap. I personally prefer this cold method because even though it takes the most time, it still comes out very well and you don't need so much strength. So let me know in the comment section which of the methods seems easier for you and which one you'll be trying out. If you watched this video till this point, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something new. Please make sure you like this video, share this video, drop a comment, ask your questions, and I will reply it. Bye, and see you in my next video.